Alright, welcome back to another episode of StichMethod. Again, pardon the rocking camera. This RV is quite shaky. Alright, about a month or two ago, I released a video about how to yellow lead better up any song. We talked about, how Pearl Jam took this idea kind of like from Hendrix and created their own kind of like song from it. And a song that I have always loved, I mean, it's probably one of the songs that got me into playing guitar, is Mr. Brownstone by Guns N' Roses. And I figured, let's look at what makes Mr. Brownstone the riff that it is. I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the best riffs ever written. I love it. As soon as I heard it, I was like, this band is awesome. And so we're going to take a look at what it is, and then we're going to show you how to create your own, like, we'll say 90s era rock riffs that are infused with elements of Mr. Brownstone, but that people can't really hear unless, you talk to them about it. And so how to like look at it and make your own stuff is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so the riff for Mr. Brownstone starts off, now I'm in standard tuning there in E flat, but we have this iconic start, this nasty. Alright, so let's take a look at what that really is. Let's look at the first opening notes. If you look at the frets, and this is very important, we have the 0, 3, 4, 2 on the A string, and open A. Those are the only notes that are involved in this song. Open E, 3rd fret E, 4th fret E, 2nd fret A, and open A. Now when you look at that, it is most definitely an E hybrid blues scale. If you picture the E minor pentatonic, 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2, that's all you need. You can see that out of all the notes they're there, except for the 4th fret, okay, the slash uses the 4th fret. So this right here is the major third. You have your root, this would be the minor third of the pentatonic, this is the major third. Then you have your 4 and your 5. So we have a root, minor third, major third, 4 and a 5. So this is a blues scale. Alright, and now what follows after this riff is this descending riff of power chords. 5th fret, 4th fret, 2, then 3rd fret of the E, and then to an E. And so let's take a look at that. What is this? 5, 4, 2, 3, 0. Well, it starts on the D, D sharp, B. And when you look at it, you're like, is it an E minor scale? Is it an E major scale? And the answer is it's actually an E Dorian scale. And don't worry if you're new to guitar and you're like, what? I'll explain everything. An E Dorian scale is just a D major scale starting on the E. If you look at, the key of D or the D major scale, it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and D, excuse me. And all you gotta do is just make the E the beginning, and that's an E Dorian scale. So what do we have here? I mean, this is as simple as it gets. We have an E blues scale riff, and then followed by an E Dorian descending kind of thing. And so let's just take a look at, can we see those pieces first? Okay, so here's that E blues scale riff. Followed by descending E Dorian. Now what's cool is it starts on the D. It's D, C sharp, B, and then a little trill in that minor third down to the E. Alright, cool. So how do we make this our own? Well, just to let you know, I mean, the Mr. Brownstone riff is the king of all riffs, so we don't even want to do it in E, because if we try to duplicate this or, finagle it a little in E, people are going to be like, that's Mr. Brownstone. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring it up to A, and we're going to bring it up to a fretted position, okay, not open. So we're going to take the A minor pentatonic first. 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn it into an A blues scale. 5, and then here's that minor third, 8, but now we need the 9. That's the major third. Root, minor third, major third, 4, 5. This is all you need. Alright? Now the first thing you want to do is create a riff with this A blues scale. Now there are many ways to do it. If you want to go directly for Mr. Brownstone, you can kind of sit and play the individual notes like something like that. You can play them as power chords if you want. Something like that, you know, anything you want. But you want to write a riff with that scale, definitely starting on the A, definitely utilizing the minor third and major third. That's kind of like the taste of Mr. Brownstone. After you develop a riff like that, then you want to kind of put a tail end on it with that A Dorian scale. So what is an A Dorian scale? Well, an A Dorian scale is nothing more than a G major scale starting on the A. All right, and so the G major scale is going to be G, A. Oh, by the way, you play them as power chords. You play the root as power chord. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That's it right there. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. So here you have your A blues scale riff, something like that, whatever you want to do, and then you want to put in this tail end of like a power chord Dorian, A Dorian type thing, which is just a G major scale starting on the A. So you can start on the, they start on, if you look at the riff, it's an E, Dorian riff, and then they start their descent on the D, which is 2 frets down from the E. Here's your E. They start, and then they get to the E. So you can do the same thing. 2 frets down is the G. You can start on the G here. You can start on the G here. And then you want to create a riff of power chords that kind of go within that scale. And so one thing I want to mention, hopefully this is kind of easy to you, and I want you to experiment with it in the A area where we are, is that that the note they descend to, they go D, C sharp, B. Now what's really quintessential is that B is the 5 of E. When we go from a B to an E, it's the greatest sound there is. It's called a perfect or authentic cadence, and the idea is it's 5 to a 1, and so that B really serves a purpose in the original riff. Hang on it, home. And so if you have this A riff, that's the 5 of A, which is the E. You want to hang there, like boom, 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 boom. And that's how you can take the ingredients of Mr. Brownstone, one of my favorite riffs, and make it your own. And so, you can try this in different keys. Let's just recap before we go. You want to start off with a blues scale of a certain note, certain root, blues scale, right? Root note, minor third, major third, 4 and 5. That's all you need. Create a riff. Then create some sort of Dorian riff off of that same, not off the same note, but using, if you start a B, if you have a B blues scale, okay, you're going to find a B Dorian scale, and you're going to try and write a riff based upon that with power chords. Some videos might have been flashing up here to check out if you are new to this stuff and you want to find out more about Dorians. But anyway, besides that, thank you so much for being here. Go write a 90s riff and, get a record deal. All right, bye-bye.